Hello, Taurus, and welcome to Indigo Rising Tarot. Thank you so much for joining me today, and I hope you're having a great day. I'm still getting over my summer cold, although I think I've kicked it. We'll see. This will be your weekly reading for the week of June 22nd through the 28th. And during that time, we will have a waning crescent moon. And that's a really good time for surrender, rest, and healing. Really good time just to let go, rest, and get ready for the new cycle ahead, which comes in the form of the new moon, which happens on the 25th or 26th, depending on where you are. And of course, that's a really good time for a fresh start, new beginning, time to learn something new or start a new project and just really make new decisions, just new things. It's just the beginning of a new cycle. So keep that moon energy in mind as we move through the week. This will be an intuitive general reading for the energies that you may or may not encounter this week, Taurus. So, of course, please take what resonates and leave what doesn't for someone else. And your overall message for this reading is take time to breathe out. And boy, that really goes with the moon energy this week. So just take those big, deep breaths and just let go. Let go of whatever you've just been going through in the last cycle. And it's just time to begin again, right? As I'm shuffling, I would like to say that since my readings are free to you, all that I ask in return is that you hit that subscribe button or the like button if you like this reading. It really helps my channel. It's super, super easy for you to do. So I will give you a moment to do that right now while I'm shuffling. Thank you so, so much. And if you've been a subscriber, thank you so much for coming back and helping me build a community here. I see you and I appreciate you. Also, my weekly reminder for this week is that you get out in nature. This is, we're kind of coming off that solstice energy. Summer has begun in the United States. It's a little warmer, nicer. Hopefully, we've had so much rain here that it's just been, ugh. I'm ready for the heat. I'm ready for summer. So ready to get over the summer cold and sweat it out with a few hot, nice days. So anyway, my reminder is that you also get out in nature. If it's hot, take a walk in the woods, find a park or somewhere with a really lovely view. Just take some time to take that in. If you're around water, go listen to the ocean if you're so lucky to be by the ocean, or a creek, or even the lapping on the shores of a lake. Just get near some water, but just really close your eyes, connect with nature, and enjoy. That's my reminder for the week. And if you're taking time to breathe out, great time for you to do that. All right, Taurus, June 22nd through the 28th. Take time to breathe out. We're going to take this card as your first card, the one that flew out, which is the Temperance card. And boy, is this a really good card for breathing out, balancing the emotional with the physical, in this peaceful meditative state where, there's just a nice flow, again, near water, the sun, things are in bloom and green. Just, you need to chill this week. Just breathe out a little bit. It's all going to be okay. All right. Your current situation is a lot of choices. So some cups here, here you are, moving the water back and forth from this cup. So again, from the emotional, to the reality of the physical, kind of making sure that that thread is woven between the two. And you're being faced, with a lot of choices this week. And these could be good choices, bad choices. It kind of just depends on what you choose, right? I call choice a luxury. If you have a lot of choices, that's kind of a luxury. Not everybody has that luxury. So appreciate the fact that you have all those choices and choose well. We'll see where this is going here. At the root of your situation is the Death card. So you may be coming to some sort of ending that's kind of forcing these choices, right? It doesn't have to be actual death. I mean, but it could be something, of course, that you are dealing with, that maybe there's, the death of someone around you, and you're kind of having to deal with, all the things that are, that come with that if it's someone close to you. It could be that you're having to just say goodbye to someone that you love, and that's never easy if it's an actual death, but also it could just be, this death could just represent the ending of something. This could be as simple as if you're a school teacher, it's the end of the school year and now you get to go into a new season. So it's kind of, just kind of depends on what's going on what that death card might actually mean for you. It may not mean actual death, just the end of something and the beginning of something else. What is just behind you here is the Two of Pentacles. So it looks like you're coming out of something where maybe you were kind of juggling things back and forth and a little bit busier and a little bit more active. And now you've got the choice again with this ending, whatever this ending is, it's bringing you to this place where you can kind of take time, breathe out a little bit, make some choices, and maybe you can relax through those choices. Maybe it's not as rushed as maybe your recent past has been. Maybe you can kind of just relax and take your time on those choices. I don't feel like there's a big rush for you to do anything very quickly. What is on your mind this week? Another two here with the Two of Cups. So this is coming together with someone. Um, this ending might have brought on something that makes you think, and for some reason, I'm getting that maybe this is someone from your past that you're wanting to come together with. If that's the case, let me know in the comments down below. But we've got a couple of twos going here, but this is coming together, and this could be that you're relaxing with another trusted friend, someone that you can talk about these choices with, all these things that are coming up, or this big change that you've had with this death card, someone that you really trust that you can go to and kind of bounce things off of and discuss things. So that's on your mind this week. If you will see if you accomplish that. And I do, for some of you, get the feeling that maybe this isn't someone that's currently in your life right now, but it might be an old friend that you're thinking, I probably should just contact this person and get together and compare some notes here. What is just ahead of you is the King of Cups. So this is you being very, very knowledgeable in your emotions. We got a lot of cups showing up here. Not only in actual cup cards, but these cups here. So look at all the cups we have in front of us now. We've got two, four. Well, I'm not adding all that together for some reason, but you know what I mean? There's a lot of cups sitting here. I'm not doing that sort of math. I've only had a couple cups of coffee this morning anyway. But anyway, with this King of Cups, it's that you have the knowledge and the ability to, your own emotions and how you manage things. But this is also about knowing how the people in your kingdom, the people around you kind of manage things. And maybe you guys are managing, this change with this ending, with an actual death. And you're just being very sensitive to that and very, um, making sure that not only, that you say the right things, but you're kind of playing that counselor role, that sometimes we all have to play. In your advice position is the Devil. Very interesting that this is in your advice position. Um, I might have to think about this for a minute. I don't get this card in this position quite often. The Devil card is about false truths and, you know, self-doubt, procrastination, and is it in your advice, it's your advice to take on those attributes. This is, lack of confidence. And maybe if it's in your advice position, this could just be that you need to face this demon. There may be some false truth about something that's going on. Before you make these decisions, there may be something that you need to look at. And maybe it's within yourself when it comes to, maybe dependency, maybe codependency, maybe some sort of obsession or something. But I feel like, because it's in your advice position, this is literally, um, you staring this devil down face to face, eye to eye, and saying, look, again, take that devil by the horn and conquer it. So, conquer whatever demons you have going on. We're going to go with that on that interpretation. We'll see as other cards come out if I feel like that may change. That's an interesting position for that card, though. What's beyond your control here is the Five of Wands. So, or I'm sorry, Five of Swords. I That's interesting too. Whenever I say the wrong suit, it makes me think, Five of Wands would be conflict or competition. This is usually, when it comes to sword, this is more about words and things that were said. So I think it's beyond your control that things are being said that are either by you or someone else, where feelings are getting hurt. There's maybe some truths coming out because of this, because you're facing this devil, that things just need to be said, things need to get out on the table. Someone's feelings make it hurt, and they may be your feelings. I'm not even saying that it's you doing the talking. Someone else may be coming at you, but You've got some choices to make. Again, you may need to seek out this friend. You may need to seek out some sort of counsel. It could even be a family member, just someone close to you that you need to bounce some things off of. What is your secret desire? What you're trying to avoid is hard work. And also this is kind of, to me, the card of just being in the moment. The fact, where you're working so hard at something and just chipping away at something that you don't even, the world around you melts away. I see this as kind of being in the zone, or being so super focused that you're just not, this guy doesn't care what's going on around him, right? So is that your secret desire, is to do that and just not even think about all this chaos? Or are you trying to avoid that? So that's kind of your big question for the week, is, are you working through this and ignoring everything around you, or is that your secret desire to do so? Maybe that's not the best idea, by the way, but think about that. That's your big question. In your outcome position here is the Queen of Wands. Okay, so the Queen of Wands is about, passion, of course, with the wands and fire. What motivates you in kind of the passion realm? What gets you out of bed in the morning? But it's also that understanding. It's the maternal side of the understanding of kind of what everybody's drivers are around you. So, that, to me, because it's in your outcome, you can kind of see that. And that may help you make these decisions here, if you even make decisions this week. I get the feeling that you may not. Let's see what's hidden from you at the bottom of the deck here. Okay, Six of Swords. So Six of Swords is hidden from you to move calmly to the future. So if that's not happening, again, you've got these choices coming at you. You've got to face this demon. You've got to do it. Don't let yourself get distracted. I know this is supposed to be your decision when the card's in this position. I feel like this, even though it's your big question, that's not going to help you. It's not going to help you to get so focused in on something that you ignore the chaos and the fire. It's almost like, that so focused on something and there's just explosions happening all around you and people are arguing and fighting and whatever, and you're just like, I'm not gonna. I don't think that's the best idea for you. I think it is time for you to kind of engage with your kingdom. You've got two royalty cards here, which also tells me there's other people involved in this entire situation. I see two people in this card, two people in this card, three people over here, two people here. So this is, this could be like a family situation where you've got to make some choices. This could be a work situation. It's tarot's a template, so for different people it'll be different things, but there's a lot of people involved in this, and I'm not even sure, again, that you make any decisions on this week. But don't ignore things. Don't ignore things. These things are going on. You do need to take a look at them, and you do need to face this demon. So also, you may want to look up the angel number 22, since we've got these two cards there coming up. I think that's the only one. Yeah, let's look at angel number 22. But take time to breathe out. And again, this might not be the week for decisions for you, but you're probably getting there. You're probably evaluating, kind of making decisions, on all these choices that you have. You have so many things to decide on that it's almost overwhelming. Let's see what the Soul Oracle deck says. Love your spirit. And that's that kind of take time to breathe out. Take time to, let's move this guy over here. Take time to breathe out and give yourself just a little bit of a mental break. Not completely locking the entire world out for the entire week, but you do need to take some time to breathe out and some time to think, and some time to think on your own. Even though you're being advised there that you may have a friend, someone else that you may be consulting with when it comes to all of these things. Let's get one more card here. Accept what is. So what is? What There's some things that you're just not going to be able to change. And I want to come back here to this death card. You have to accept what is, that there is either an ending, there's some sort of ending going on. There's always chaos around an ending. And if it is a real death, there's always some kind of chaos there, but also just the ending of whether you're ending a job or you're ending a relationship or you're ending, just some routine in your life that you're so used to. There's always chaos because now there's a void and you're trying to fill in the hole of whatever this ending has brought on. So, again, I don't see a whole lot of movement with this week. There's things going on, and I want to just say take the time to kind of, we are in that moon energy where it's a good time to just let things go, um, and rest a little bit. This is on your mind, but I don't see a big, huge need to make a lot of decisions about it this week. So, anyway, Taurus, thank you so much for joining me here today. I hope there was something in this reading that you can take away and use for your week. I know it was kind of inconclusive this week. And come back next week and we'll see if this wraps up. If you're comfortable sharing, drop me a comment down below. Let me know, what has recently ended for you. If you had a death, if you had some sort of ending, or at the end of some cycle in your life that's making you have these choices and have to make some choices. So, and what is this demon that you're facing? Anyway, I wish you the best of luck with it. Come back next week again and we'll see if this continues on, or there might just be a totally new energy here for you. Maybe things just lighten up after this week if it feels a little heavy, and you just need to make sure that you're breathing this week. So anyway, if you like this reading, Taurus, of course, please like and subscribe to my channel. That will help you find me next week, and that will be the most important thing. So thank you so much, Taurus. Good luck with this, and we'll see you next time. Bye bye.